know they picked the Legion Commander. Weren't you kind of critical of the DK going for a hood in the previous series?
Oh, he wasn't going. He had the one in a quick buy, and that's not a good sign. Even though he did not end up going for the hood, it was a bad sign.
Is this game any different? Would you still not want him going hood?
I think this time around he can get one. There's a lot of magical damage, especially from like Ember Gyro.
So you're not a hooder? You don't like hood too much, or?
I like it. I just didn't like it in that game because they had 2 heavy physical damage cores. They had TA plus something else.
Yeah.
Maybe even Ursa. I don't remember.
And this game they have a ton of magic damage, so just from a gyro alone. So I wouldn't mind him going into that.
Yeah, they go for Legion Command. Makes a lot of sense, as we mentioned before. Can dispel that Ogre, remove the arrow, and just builds into Hood. Very annoying. Later on, you can give free BKBs to people.
So we're expecting a mid-ember, right?
Mid-ember for sure. So they need position 4, something that could potentially have another save. I would not mind. Skyrot is a good ban.
Do you think they have some damage problems? I was thinking
Neon?
Yeah.
Tusk, I think Tusk solves a bit of a problem.
Yeah, Tusk could be good. I really like Skyraf, so the ban is good.
Especially against the Dragon Knight.
Yeah.
Like,
I really feel like right now they lack quite a bit of damage.
Especially early on. Like these heroes don't deal damage at the early stages.
Like you will need Maelstrom on Ember or something, and then maybe have enough damage.
It needs time. Like this lineup needs a bit more time. Io needs Helm of the Dominator plus Aghanim Scepter to be able to join fights.
But it's going to be a support IO probably, right? So it's even less damage.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, so even less damage from there. Gyro, Ember. Yeah, that's the only worry I have. The lineup looks pretty solid overall. Like they have good saves, good sustain, good scaling, but the early game might be a little tough. Because they have so many tanky heroes on the Dire side.
Earth Spirit still in the pool.
Yeah. What is like a good player here? What is he like? A Pangolier?
He played a lot of Mirana, he played a lot of Nyx.
That's good. I like that. I like that quite a lot. Not just because of the double duel. It's about pairing Legion Commander with the range hero in the lane, so you put much more pressure. And this Inkswell, you have 2 great heroes and 1 decent one with Gyro to just run in.
I feel like...
I forgot about the Grimstroke. I thought he was banned for whatever reason.
I know you were saying that Tiny does good against Ember, but Omega have exclusively played it for Tino and as a 1 position.
What I also wouldn't mind here, since you said that, Razor middle, like it destroys all 3 cores pretty much. Gyro hates playing into Razor. Ember can't lane against Razor.
What about some good old Necro?
Necro, sure. Can work too. Same problem there. They have no one that can lane against Necro. I feel Omega has quite a good draft and a lot of options with the last pick here.
As long as they don't pick Dazzle, because they are known to last pick Dazzle.
Oh yeah, Dazzle against Ember, that might be a trap. They fall into
I really hope they don't do it.
Last time around, they picked Dazzle into range hero,
into DP,
and they put mid.
They won mid, but then what do?
You won mid.
Good job.
So you can tell your team it's not my fault.
Guys, I got my Midas.
I went 2-0. What do you guys want? Like you went 0-4.
Check the network graphs. Like we could check it after the game.
Oh, thank God.
Morphling. Okay.
Okay, so Tiny mid.
It could be a mid-morph too.
It is a mid-morph, actually.
Yeah.
Okay,
mid-morph destroys Ember.
Yeah.
Like there's just nothing you can do ever.
Can't kill him.
Yeah. The only scary part this game is the duel. If you get it. You can never get like Phantom before you get shift off unless you're tapped out.
Yeah.
Which I hope he won't be. But this is a perfect morph game actually. Gyrocopter to morph into, even Ember is really good to morph into. I quite like this Omega draft here.
Same. I think they won the draft in game number 2. I wanted to see a bit of shift, what they're gonna do, how they're gonna draft, and pleasantly surprised after. I don't think it could have been worse, what they had in game number 1. But this Morphling, he has a free game, and he should not lose the lane. Also, rotation-wise, Grimstroke, he doesn't care about rotations from the Grimstroke. You get chained, you're pretty good. You said about the silence. So Morphling can potentially bring this one. I'm pulling a Lizard here, but I'm going to go with OB.Neon because they just seem like a much stronger team. And their lineup is okay. I would call this 60-40 for Omega. It's just the execution that I'm afraid of for.
I'll pull in a real Lizard, so that we can see what he actually has to think about it. Lizard, are you going to get more than 25 minutes of cast time?
Wait, who's the fake lizard? Why am I the real lizard?
He was
I
trying to
pulled
do
off
a
a
lizard
lizard.
impression by saying,
but, yeah,
but.
yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if you'll see a very quick one because the drafts are way more similar this time around, similar power levels, similar power spikes, and Omega have got pretty much win conditions here. The Morphling versus Gyro, the Morphling on the mid lane. It's looking much better for them. And I love the Ogre with the Bloodlust plus the Tiny position 1. Looking solid.
True. Ogre has an insanely high win
So
rate.
you're going for Omega.
Yeah, I'm going for Omega.
I'll be a Neon for this one.
I
Beak
get to
up.
break the tie.
Yeah, you need to break the tie.
Do we have time to flip a coin?
Yeah, sure. I can.
Oh, no.
We
We
don't,
don't.
we don't,
Alright.
we don't.
Heads.
Heads.
It's Neon.
Aw. All right. That's a tiebreaker if I've ever seen one. Let's see if game 2 will prove to be more competitive. Take it away,
Flip a
Beak
coin.
Up and Lizard.
Just because you guys couldn't see the coin doesn't mean it's not there.
Yeah, that definitely did make sense how you decided which team to go for.
I'm a
I mean,
magician.
I've seen a lot of bad stuff from you in the past when it comes to predicting, so nothing surprises me any longer. I'm fine with it.
We really need that full season 1, season 2 prediction rate because I feel like my percentages.
I feel like you don't need it. The rest of us, maybe. You? Are you sure? Do you really want it?
I kind of want to see it
I'm pretty sure they have it, so they can give it to you.
for the big award at the end.
I'm not sure if you want it public or not, but sure. So yeah, what was I talking about earlier? The Morphling into the Ember, pretty damn solid. Later on, the way you itemize versus the Gyro is also good. You can turn it into a better Gyro, and you truly will have this win condition coming from the mid lane. The only problem that I see from Omega is there's such a one-dimensional draft. Like you have this Ogre, Mirana, Tiny, Dragonite. There's no flair to it, let's put it that way. It's all very straightforward.
And you
if
think there's flair from Neon?
there definitely is. Like you have some Grimstroke with Soulbind ulti, you have some Relocate, Ember can play in and out. On Omega, I'm a Dragonite, I am going to stun you, and then Ogre will also stun you, and then Mirana will hit you, and you dead. You know, it's
You know it's coming. You know what's gonna,
you
gonna
can
be there.
you can definitely read it. The only question is, can you do anything about it?
Yeah. That's the question, and I wonder. I want to say it depends on how well CTM does, because that shard, I could see it being very big in this game, or even just multiple levels in the press the attack. Have it on that level 4, have that 13-second cooldown.
Oh,
You know,
yes,
somebody
certainly.
gets stunned, give them a chance to get out of there, press the attack, run away.
Yeah, we've seen like maybe one game where Legion Commander didn't do well.
No. Legion is,
This
at
is a-
least right now, seemingly a very strong hero.
And this is a very strong lane. It's not seemingly, she is strong. And this lane with the Grimstroke is also pretty damn sick. You have Inkswell, a lot of catch potential. It's pretty solid, pretty solid. On the bottom lane, Shanks starting once again with the Blightstone. We see this very often on position 4 Miranas at the moment. Makes it a little bit easier to trade, especially versus an IO that has like very low armor.
Little avalanche action from Tino.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Heroes in that courier.
This is, you see the ward behind the tier 1 on the bottom lane?
Yeah.
That's literally what's killing these couriers.
Well, Yopaj getting a little bit low. Yeah, I place that ward a lot. I like killing some couriers.
You can also put it on the cliff, a little bit to the left.
Yeah.
If you're playing something like an Enchantress or a Doom and you need to see the camp as well, that cliff is actually a pretty solid place to put it. Because you can react to the courier moving in a bit faster.
I wonder if they're going to get this courier as well. Because Shanks will see it, but I don't think he's going to.
They're moving it back. They're microing it. You could actually see the Mirana. Shanks moves a little bit to the left, instantly micro the courier back. On the mid lane, this is a big bait of a lane in which Morphling is always sitting low, so you're thinking there's going to be a kill, but he just morphs back up and you didn't do anything pretty much.
CTM taking some damage, overwhelming odds on both heroes.
Yeah, Ogre doesn't care. He's a big chunky boy.
7 armor.
So,
Literally unkillable.
man, he had 11. at one point. Like if I'm not sure if he had 11 or he had 11 with one ring of protection, but it was good times, good times. You would literally dive a tier 2.
Oh, they're going and looking for Shanks. Didn't get that homing missile to hit though.
That's not happening as well, right? You're playing versus a Mirana with the leaf. If you do manage to kill Shanks, that's definitely his own fault. He overextended, did something similar. That is mid lane.
Mac?
I mean, they both have water runes. There is no way. Like, it's not. It's just a bait. Observers getting jebaited. That's the storyline here. In before someone dies, and then Vepas messages me on WhatsApp. What's up now, Lizard?
I always get debated by the Morphling, especially when he's shifting and you see that life just get super low, and you're like, oh, is he dying? And then you click over to his lane, it's just him standing by himself.
Oh, mid lane. I love how we're just gonna watch this lane now. Vepas is like, nah, man. I'm not moving away anymore. This is it. This is what we're watching.
He's on 1 health. Very killable.
It's like I said, big debate. If any one of these dies early on, it's mostly due to outplay or Morphling maybe shifting Agi when he should have went strength.
Neopaj taking a lot of damage from those adaptive strikes. Not enjoying it. Avalanche toss through onto CTM. Press the attack to back off. CML not there to help out, but Yopaj getting low. Slights once again. As this Flame Guard has a sip in the bottle.
Meanwhile, he just lost like 3 creeps under the tower on the side of Morphling. Sadly, because he was trying to get that kill.
Now he just gets that bounty rune.
Top lane so far, as expected, CTM, he's not dominating, he's not pressuring the Tiny and Ogre. It's really hard to do that, but he's still farming, and he has a very decent CS. This is something that we've all come to expect from Legion commanders. Bottom lane is very similar as well, because Mirana, it's difficult to kill her, 3 leap charges. Dragonite just naturally way too tanky to take down. So, mid lane is the most flashy lane here. It's the most interesting one.
Just doesn't look like they're going to die anyway. Like you said, unless there's a misplay. 35-0 already for this Tiny. Wow.
He's taking a little bit of damage now, moment of courage procs. And with Mirana rotating mid, maybe the arrow will make the difference. They are setting up the stun into...
They missed the arrow. That can't happen, because now CML, he might be the one who dies. They'll chase with the Inkswell. Not sure he's got the damage, but the silence stops the stun on the Yopaj. Waveform, first blood there for Play Hard. Yopaj, not getting saved.
It was all the next level play. We're just not good enough to understand. Bait the Ember onto your own side to be able to actually kill him. Yeah, that arrow, zoning arrow from Shanks, I'm not sure. Like when you set up with the stun, you should be able to land it. Mistakes do happen. Nice try from Jean-Well as well to rotate in to save the Ember, but it's very difficult when you're full HP on Io. It's very difficult for a Wisp to heal you up if he's already full, if he doesn't have Fairy Fires.
I wonder if Playhard just caught that. The bounty getting taken, and then knowing that the ward was probably placed.
I should probably know. We're 7 minutes in, and there's 2 kills on the board. Give me the Rambulan. Filipinos, my friends, what's happening here? I was promised brawling action. I was promised 20-minute games, decide who's the better one. No strategizing, nothing like that, just fight it off, manly. But this is way more calm, strategized.
They're keeping it slow for you, so you can get
so I can
a
understand
longer
it.
game.
Yeah.
So you're not done in 22 minutes.
Yeah, I've casted with you this season. Not too many games, and all of them were like 15-20 minute mark. Done. It's a nice stack of hard camp here, and the Ancients. You need to give a little bit more to the Ember.
Ooh, they find the duel. Phantom's Embrace, tether over. They've got the win. Shanks getting caught. Inkswell lands onto the Ogre. They've got Tiny on the high ground. Avalanche, I'm not sure that saves them. Stroke of Fate for the slow. They've got 3 heroes here to output that damage, and eventually CML
He's a big boy.
should die.
Yeah,
Yeah, overwhelming odds.
He's a big boy, but there's way too much damage. And I love how Ember just Yopa, she's like, yeah, I'll slide a fist, and that's my contribution back to the stacks. And it's important for him to get a lot of farm early on because he's the vessel builder. You can
Right.
see that he already has it queued up, and this vessel is huge for Neon. Not only versus Morphling, by the way. All 3 cores are pretty
Radiant's
much
top tower is under attack.
tanky, right? Like the 1k plus early on. The Dragon Knight, the Tiny, the Morphling. None of these heroes like Vessel or Fighter.
They really want to go in on Natsumi, but they've got the tether, and now, oh, arrow doesn't land. Rocket Barrage, I thought maybe that would be enough damage.
Ember is here though.
Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, and DK getting low. Eventually, Sam H does die. Max made the rotation, but not getting anything out of it.
He tried to TP back in, maybe get a counter kill, but it didn't work mostly because there was a haste as well on Ember, so it's very easy for him to get in and out. He might get caught here though.
Searing Chains. Oh, Slight and the Remnant. He's fine.
He didn't snatch the bounty rune. That was the plan. Yopaj just tried to be a little bit cheeky there to take the bounty rune away from them.
Yeah, how risky can he be?
So looking at net worth right now, Omega is doing fairly well. Morphling is on top, followed closely by Tiny. So it's not a huge difference. They're still as a team 1k behind. But the lanes have went decently well for them. Much better than in game 1.
Yeah.
Radiant's
I guess the only thing now that they have to worry about are these stacks. They've got vision, and Mac's going to come over here, take the bounty. And I guess the question becomes, is there a way for them to shut down the stack taking?
I don't think so. Not at the moment, at least if you're Dire. Maybe you can bring your whole team plus Tiny, and Tiny snatches them away, but it's not easy, and it will take them a lot of time. And if it takes you a lot of time to take those stacks, you're worrying against relocate, against gyro rotating in.
Tap to strike. CMO coming over. They don't catch. Play hard.
Man, Mac actually at least wants the hard camp. It's not a big stack though. This is 1-1. He might be able to take it though.
Frustrating if you are Neon, though.
Yeah, they're pinging it out, but they're not reacting to it. There's the Legion now, CTM, Scam, he's rotating, Yopaj as well.
They might be able to kill him still. Searing Chains, they're looking to get this. Press the attack, good adaptive strike. The silence comes in a little bit too late, but the Ink Swell lands on 2. Now they've got the duel, they'll get both kills. That was really well done.
That was really well done, and also very expected from me. Like, if you are trying to steal these stacks and you're taking so much time, they will eventually respond to it. So you took pretty much one big creep. You farmed one camp, literally. And you died for that. So
Yeah.
it's definitely not worth it.
I guess the only thing I'm worried about, Avalanche toss here onto Natsumi, leap in, Starstorm, still gonna die. Well, couldn't do enough, but Shanks is dead in return. They also get the 2-1 tower in the bottom lane.
Can they do anything else, Tino?
They're
perhaps?
looking for Tino. They want this Inkswell to land, but just off the mark, and Max come over. There is a lot of heroes here for Smart Omega. Searing Chains, now back the other way. Stroke of Fate lands on 2.
They're getting out because Tiny is reconnecting, and he has a blink.
Avalanche, and the toss, Soulbind, and the damage is too much for Yopaj to handle. 4 heroes here. They've got the duel on a multiple heroes. They have the damage with the Rocket Barrage. Yes, they do.
Did he get the double? No,
I think
he got one double.
got one.
Yeah, he got one, but they killed both of them.
Yeah, he's only got 30 damage. That would have pushed him to 40.
I think that's worth for Neon, right? They did lose the Ember, but Gyro survives, and Legion Commander also gets the dual damage, which is so valuable for you. It's solid.
I'm still a little surprised that Morph's taking this stack and they haven't gone to deward it yet.
The Radiant Jungle one?
Yeah, there was that ward there before, and they didn't go. And I'm expecting another ward to come out because it wasn't dewarded. If you don't take away the vision, why not place it there again, right?
Well, Gyro will rotate in. He will farm it all up.
So now
right
it's not worth putting that vision.
It doesn't really matter anymore. It's still nice ward to have if you're farming this and you're worried.
You think
but-
they just gave up on protecting that?
We'll see. Tiny is actually rotating in, so he might actually try to contest this.
And this
but
is without the vision because it timed out.
Yep. But this kind of a move you kind of need to do in a smoke, and they're not.
They're just looking to come over.
It's so difficult to run uphill like this. Sam H will do it though. He's a big dragon.
Now they'll try. It's a little late to steal the stacks. I mean, all 5 are here. They'll take some of it.
It's solid. It's 3 big creeps.
Yeah.
It's actually, they just bullied them out. They literally just bullied them out. They didn't even smoke, nothing like that. They just gathered together and move uphill.
And that comes from the information they had prior, right? Like, because that word was there for so long, they knew the stacking was happening.
Yes.
They know that the gyro from that fight has moved over to that camp, even though they no longer have the vision, right?
Everything you said is very correct, but it was still an extremely risky move.
Yeah. Well, if you, like you said, if you're not smoking,
It's very risky.
You're just showing your moves. I'm surprised they got away with as much as they did.
Exactly, because Neon was a little bit more on the greedier side. They were farming with Ember, with Legion Commander that was just running around, so they couldn't set up the perimeter and protect the triangle, which kind of goes hand in hand with what you asked earlier. Why not protect the triangle with wards?
Yopaj in some trouble. Circuit Fate lands on 2, slowing down Mac and CML. Because that Obs having the full duration gave that information. I'm just wondering why they I feel like they knew they had the vision there, but I don't know.
This is all nerd stuff we're talking about.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some really good items that are coming online. Yopaj, he actually has the vessel. Because of that,
on Natsumi too.
exactly, and because of these 2 items, they instantly smoke up. You also have relocate, remember, so a big team fight should come. For Neon, they just need to execute properly. This is their huge power spike.
Yeah, this is a really big one, especially with this double damage. They could really make some big work happen if they catch Tino, especially. Oh, Searing Chains don't win, but they got a Soulbind on it too. Now they're going to go for this. Homing Missile coming out. Avalanche toss. Tino dead. Waveform in. Mac, that's a risky position, a risky proposition, and they're going to get the kill here on the Mac. Take out all 3 cores. And they lose nothing.
Yeah,
they want more.
That was not really a risky position for Neon, and Augur with his Ignite and Ignition definitely did not save his team, and mission is accomplished for Neon. They take that vessel, and they take a first good fight.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's kind of telegraphed as well, right? You should understand that this is coming, but it's just Omega. They were not prepared.
Going from the after party to the hotel lobby. Nothing that they could do with that one. Have to spend their time relaxing now as they were respawning.
They just need to use their smokes, perhaps the Mirana ulti offensively. The thing is, what they're waiting for is the C-Blade on Morphle. It gives them a big power spike. And Omega, they're not necessarily in a rush, but you can't be just taking this battery without doing anything at all. You need to respond at some point. They're trying to perhaps set up on the top lane, Tiny and Mirana.
They're not even putting themselves in a position to get caught in that top lane.
Yeah, you can see the circle made by the Grimstroke. Play hard is like, let's go play there. They must be in that area. They're not around bottom. We have full control.
Yeah, they've got an Obs on the cliff. I haven't seen anybody come in from the Dire Triangle just yet. And they'll catch vision as CML
They
here.
see CML now. He's trying to deward, as a good support should do.
Side of Fist, Searing Chains, looking for the Inkswell. Venom's Embrace, no stun for you, no ignition either. And there will be a kill onto the Ogre. They're holding that high ground ward. And you know he's coming over. You got to assume that he's got the sentry down.
It's an important one. It's an important ward to protect if you're Neon, because it allows you to just stay in their triangle and not move away from it at all. You just stay there, and whoever tries to go in and deward, just pick him off first. But my question again is, now that you have E-Blade, are you finally ready to smoke up on Omega? And they do it. They do it instantly. Because you have to make a move. You just can't let them control the pace of the game so well and for such a long time. You again have 4 kills against 14. It's unacceptable.
Problem is, if this goes wrong too, it really turns poor and sour. Inkswell press the attack. They've got the duel. Now they're going up top. They're trying to get the kill out on Natsumi in the top lane. E-Blade is the damage there with the IO. Oh, Homie Missile coming in and he relocates out.
I'm actually sad for Omega, a biased caster, because they made the proper move. It just did not work out, sadly, for them. Very well played by Io and the Gyro. They relocate out and they relocate back in.
Now they're back in. They've got help. Searing Chains, that lands onto the Mirana. The Spirits will show them where the Mirana is. CML, Shanks, they both fall. 3 heroes down on the side of Smart Omega.
Everything is just coming together for Neon, and the Admir's or Lizard's Curse, as the panel called it, is continuing.
Got about 7 more minutes.
It's about 7 more minutes and back it up if it continues this way, because Omega, super late game, with the Morphling, they still have, let's say, a very good chance of taking this game. But will they get to that late game? They're already... It's not looking great. The whole movement, when they went top and left Dragonite on mid lane, is very well planned. The Dragonite here is literally just baiting. He's allowing himself to be picked off so that they can pick off Gyro and Io on the top lane. But yeah, it just doesn't work. They don't use one of those stuns on the relocate.
Yeah, the Morphling Homie Missile just never got off in time.
All they had to do is just save one stun for the reload. That's such a basic thing to do. They probably thought that they had enough damage. They didn't.
Soulbind, catching this Morph. And they've got the kill on the Shanks. They'll look for the Morphling. They've got the duel. They'll take out Mac. Back-to-back deaths.
Triple kill Yopaj. And this is just falling apart. This is pretty much just falling apart. This should be easy Aegis as well. Natsumi is so far ahead at this point.
Yeah. Look at where his net worth is compared to everybody.
It's a normal standard Gyro net worth, right, with the IO. It's just the fact that no one is keeping up on the side of Omega.
Homie Missile going out into Tino.
Let's go to his blink there. Should be... Well, actually doesn't even use it.
Dangerous.
I'm just thinking, is there a big item now that can come from Omega that saves the day? There is nothing really huge. It's literally just about the way they execute fights. They need to maybe take a loss here. Go in, pick off 2, then trade at a loss, right? 4 heroes for 2, 4 for 3. Do something similar. Hopefully Morphling survives, but Morphling is being caught again.
God, he's being caught one more time. Press the attack. Moonlight Shadow, is that it? Oh my god, Yopaj got the kill even, and well now, Tino, he's dusted, he's dueled, he's dead.
That's 11k, 21 minutes in. The curse continues. Vessel was such an amazing build from Ember this game. This Kai and Sanj afterwards, it's nice, but it's not a game changer. The Vessel is really what made them tick. The moment they got it, and it's such a cheap item that activates the team, the moment they got it, they took full control of the map. Right. Instant smoke afterwards. Meanwhile, I feel like Omega did not use their timings properly. The Blink Dagger on the Tiny, they didn't utilize it with any smokes. They just kind of tried to bully themselves into the map.
Spirit Vessel onto the Ogre. They are going to kill off this Ogre, stay on the high ground. Glyph is in out while the creeps come up. Side of Fist Searing Chains once again looking for the Homing Missile. Do they dive him?
You have Aegis, right? So you don't have to run away. You can just stay here. Also, is he complete?
Avalanche. Toss under the tier 3, but they've got the BKB.
Oh,
and they'll take Aegis.
He popped his BKB though.
They've got the duel, the Soulbind in a little bit late. Phantom's Embrace, it's on to Tino. The question is, can Natsumi survive this? Now he no longer has the BKB. The damage out onto Tino is more than enough. They get the kill there onto Sam H. They'll take out 2. CML follows into the grave. They'll buy back on this Dragonite. This tier 3 set to fall. Demolition starts now. And I don't know how you fight into this.
Maybe they'll continue fighting after this side has fallen. Oh, Dragonite.
Avoiding the arrow. Sam H. He's dead once more. He just bought back. He's dead for 71. They don't exactly take buildings so fast.
They do.
Oh, now they do.
They do fast enough, right?
And
That's
they go
it.
GG.
Yep. When it's time to call it, like Lacoste says, it's time to call it.
It's time to call it.
Or should I use Black's GG?
You can do either. You can do both.
When it's time to GG, it's time to GG.
This one under the average.
Welcome to Lizards.
Can we just cast
casting
together
games.
all the time? You know,
I'm making these days very, very quick.
get ourselves
guys.
some quick games of Dota. That was really well done by Neon. They looked really good the entire time. Never really fell off. Their movements were great.
I just expect more from Omega. I'm actually a little bit disappointed.
Well, is that because they came out of the gate hot?
I'm not sure. I feel like they might have given too much respect to Neon. Didn't really play their game. Didn't use any smokes early on. Just gave full control to Neon, really.
Yeah, and Neon take full control to a 2-0 victory over Smart Omega. To break it down a little bit further for you, we got the panel. Back over to you guys.
And now I finally maybe get an answer on how good Neon is, because this was a draft that we all pretty much considered Omega to have won. Morphling. Pretty much a guaranteed answer to most gyrocopters. And overall, they had scaling, they had stuns, they had pretty much all the ingredients that you'd need, except the capability to beat a top 6 major finisher, which, to be expected. You know, OB.Neon have had the experience, Smart Omega, a lower division promotion, so still maybe would have been a little bit more competitive ideally, rather than 2 sub-25-minute GGs, Black, but what can you do?
Yeah, outplayed again this time around. Can't blame it on the draft, unfortunately, so Omega would have to do some self-reflecting, some questionable item builds. I don't particularly like the E-Blade on the Morphling. Your entire job this game is, by Manta Skadi, become the gyro, hit people. Like, you don't need this magic burst. There's no point in doing so. But just overall, they look very disconnected, and Neon didn't. Finally playing up to the standard.
Yeah, Neon did really well, especially Yopaj on the mid lane was keeping even in
Somehow.
terms of CS. I'm not sure how that's possible against the Morphling, but he managed to do so. Being very close to dying multiple times, just to one hit away from it. I guess he understands the matchup, understands how much damage, how aggressive he can play. And coming up from the off lane, this LC, he was just pretty much the unkillable force. I liked his itemization quite a lot. Going for like casual bracer, magic wand, soul ring, everything gives you tankiness. Even the raindrop plus then getting a hood. As we mentioned before, looked like a good Legion Commander game. Itemization, get that hood online, upgrade it to pipe later on. They're just not going to be able to deal any damage. You have a way of dispelling things, giving attack speed to Gyro, so his flat cannon goes out even quicker. So many dual victories. Also, not sure if like it's him playing well or Morphling not being able to use the shift button. Use me as a shift button, you know.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, maybe the keyboard is buggy, you know? Like, only half of the
Works
time
every
it works.
He doesn't have
time.
a HyperX keyboard, that's the problem. Oh,
You hate to see it.
not like this.
Highlights are over again. Usually we talk like 2-3 minutes, but another minute, it's gone. All right, what do we
Blink and
say?
you'll miss it.
Well played, Neon.
Well
They
played, Neon.
managed to get only 4 kills on board with
How
their
much was
lineup.
game
You
one?
have,
How many kills? Like
I-
also 4 or something?
I think a bit more, maybe 5, 6 to 9,
That's
possibly.
So combined, they have a 2-digit score. It's not bad. Could always be worse.
Also, this build on Yopaj, going for earlier Spirit Vessel, I really like that.
What about the Kaya Saint?
Kaya saying, you know, maybe something else, but I guess he had a good feeling that he can go for a more different kind of a build. You know,
Enjoy yourself a
Yeah,
little.
exactly.
Yeah.
This is not something you see, so we're just styling on them. Spirit Vessel kind of cripples both Morphling, also this tanky Dragonite, even Tiny. Tiny has a ton of HP.
And he did well in the mid lane, which is a tough matchup for an Ember Spirit, so we will give the MVP to Yopaj on that Ember Spirit.
Again, 2 times. Wow.
The back-to-back. Why? Who else would you have
Kill
given it to?
participation 0.96.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
even
I think
1.
he missed 1 or 2 maybe. How dare he?
How dare he?
During Major, he had his puck performance. He was involved in every
100%.
single kill. It was like 40 kills or whatever, and he was in every single one of those kills. pretty impressive. Like he is just insanely skilled player.
Yeah, and I overall like how they are giving Natsumi traditional carries. They were trying to mold him into something that he wasn't, but this series seems like a return to form for everyone involved, including our interviewee for this series. We're going to get a chance to talk to Skem, aka CTM, Can't Touch Me. Congratulations on the 2-0 victory versus Smart Omega.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a question about your off-lane pool. We've been kind of curious. You like picking some non-traditional off-laners. How'd you feel about your Mirana off-lane? Is she going to be viable, or was that just like a flex pick?
I think it's a flex pick. The Miranda.
Okay. What was, if it had worked out, what was your build going to be in that game? I know this is a previous series, but I was curious about it.
The normal build, the Threads, Maelstrom, Big AB.
So I was curious,
And
would you get
I
the
will
shard or
buy
no?
Ag Shard. Yeah, I will buy
Okay.
Ag Shard.
So you guys lost the TNC, lost the Execration. Now you seem in this series to be pretty easy. Like everything was easy for you, 20-minute games. So like what changed? Is it just the opponent, or did you guys found what the flaws were?
I think we are so chill last series. Then we lose 2 straight in a row. Then we just become better in scrim and in the tournament.
When you say chilled,
and we play so serious.
do you mean like less
Like-
preparation? Do you still scream quite a lot, or is it just you guys wanted to take some time off?
We scream, but we are not serious in scrim. Then after we lose 2 series, we are so serious.
Too much
Okay.
success.
Suffering from success.
But I wanted to ask, I know a lot of Malaysian teams in particular do that, but do you scrim against Chinese teams as well, like with a VPN, or is that not something you can do?
Yeah, we last major we only scrim Chinese. We never scrim C teams.
Okay.
But this second DPC season, we half.
Okay.
The last question, we've been asking all of the Southeast Asian players this. I'm not going to give you a hint, but who do you think is the strongest carry in 7.29C right now?
In C.
Well, the
Hero?
hero.
The hero, yeah.
Oh. I think it's.
Look at the list, because
Medusa.
there we go.
Medusa.
There we go. That's the answer that we've been getting consistently, and you guys were banning it out, so respect to the Snake
Yeah.
Lady. Well, congratulations on your victory versus Smart Omega. Glad to hear that you're taking things seriously after a very, very successful Singapore major run, and looking forward to seeing more from your team later on.
Okay. Thank
Bye-bye,
you.
Captain.
So what is that now? 4 players saying Medusa's strongest carry so far?
They don't know what they're talking about. This hero's perfectly balanced.
Lacoste, you're not even a carry player. You don't need to get free MMR from Medusa.
No, I find other ways.
I'm pretty sure you could probably pull off a 4 Medusa, I'm not even lying.
Oh, man.
Like you rush